Yo, what's good, guys? So I just spent the entire morning pretty much. I gotta turn my AC down. Damn, shit's loud. Spent the entire morning. My voice is like super fucked up today. Spent the entire morning basically getting stuff for the bar. Now I'm headed out back home now. I'm gonna literally post some pictures just so y'all get an idea of the shit that I deal with to keep our bar stocked up and to keep the supplies flowing. And that just barely scratches the surface of what I have to do to keep the place running. But I have something very big that came in the mail. We just took delivery of it, but I'm not home yet, so I'm really excited. Diana's there with the kids, so she's waiting on me to get back. And guys, when I tell you, like, it's gonna be crazy. Like, this is the craziest fucking card I've ever bought. I'm not fully proud of it, but at the same time, I'm damn proud of it, because it's a super iconic card, one of very few in the world. And I put off my love for this Pokemon for way too long, and we're finally getting into it, and I'm excited to show you guys. It took a little bit longer than I'd hoped to get here. We have some other big cards coming on the way that I'm stressed out about, because I don't judge a card until I have it in person. I really don't care how clean the scans are on PSA. I don't give a shit if all the photos look amazing or they're over edited or what. I only care about how the actual card looks in person. And guys, I'm curating the best of the best, right? I'm not just trying to build value. I'm not trying to, dude, look at my cards are stonking, bro. Look how much money I have in Pokemon. Fuck that. I want the best cards possible. And so I'm really excited to show these cards to you guys. Well, this card today. But yeah, stay tuned. We'll be back home soon. Even though I'm feeling like shit, we're gonna post this video. And I also gotta mow the grass today, but I'll probably do this video before I cut the grass, or maybe I'll cut the grass first and then I'll save all my energy and hype for this video. But yeah, just wanted to give you guys just a little inside look as to what my days are like. I woke up this morning at 8:30 and I went to Sam's Club for a bunch of shit. I went to Walmart for a bunch of shit. I went to Chef Store for a bunch of shit. And then I went to the bar, unloaded stuff. I'm actually off tonight, which is going to be nice. I'm actually considering doing a stream tonight. I think that would be really fun. And honestly, I've been questioning whether I should stop working so goddamn much and be more of a manager, and actually, a manager and an owner, and actually have people working for me. It's just, when you run a business, any business owner will agree with this, or they won't agree with it, but they can at least relate to it. Your business is your fucking baby. You don't trust anybody to babysit your kid the way you trust yourself. So, and that's the same thing with the bar business. Anyways, stay tuned, guys. I'll see you in a bit. Also, guys, I didn't really think of something, but there's another YouTuber that I follow, and I follow a lot of YouTubers that do mental health stuff. They talk about philosophy. My YouTube's all over the place. Car content, collectibles, Pokemon, obviously. But one thing that really struck me with this YouTuber's content was he's kind of a depressed younger guy. And, I think we've all been there. We can all relate to what it feels like to just be just down and out. And one thing he said that to me felt prolific, well, there were two different YouTubers that said two different things, but one said that suffering is not unique and it's a part of our life. And so I'm always trying to avoid suffering, and I'm trying to avoid, the bad feelings that I have and the bouts of depression and not being happy with my life, keeping up with the Joneses, comparing myself to everybody else, especially on YouTube, where my content just doesn't do as well as other people's content. And I'm just fucking done with that shit. You are going to suffer. There are going to be challenges. That's what this life is all about. But the other thing I was going to say is that what was he gonna say? Be the hero, right? We look up to all these fucking people on YouTube, but you know, if you're beating yourself up on YouTube and the type of content you make, be your own hero. Be the change that you want to see in the spaces or the niches that you're in. And in the Pokemon space, you know, I want to be the change that I want to see as far as just making content whenever the fuck I can make content, right? That should inspire you, right? Don't let me be your hero, right? I might be somebody you want to watch. That's cool. But I hope I motivate you guys. I hope I inspire you guys to become your own hero, right? The cool thing about YouTube is a lot of the information just gets regurgitated and like paraphrased. And, you know, that's kind of shitty because it's not authentic. But one thing that is cool is you might see something no one else sees, and you get to spread that information and that gem of knowledge. And for me today, it is be the hero, you know, get after it, win, right? And at the same time, suffering is okay too, right? You're not always gonna win. You're not always gonna have it good. There are gonna be days that are just shit. One creator that I listen to a lot, one thing he says is like, we're so used to like scrolling, especially with Pokemon, scrolling, seeing people's insane videos, insane collections. I am not unique in that respect, because like I post videos showing some of my crazy cards, but I try and limit it. I try not to do an overload of like, yeah, you guys remember that I have this card? Look at this card. I try not to do that too much because it's just not a good look. It's just not very humble. But like, anyways, I'm going off on tangents. My point is like, we're scrolling constantly and we're avoiding suffering, and you know, it happens. It's on YouTube. It's in the collectible space. We're constantly looking at what other people are doing, trying to get dopamine rushes. But it's okay to just sit with yourself and be like, you know what? I'm not happy with how things are. Whether it's, you know, in your actual life or whether it's just as a collector, you know, it's okay to be like, you know what? I'm not happy with my collection. I'm not happy with where it's at. I want to make a change. You know, be your own hero in the story, right? Make those changes. Get your collection to where you want it, but also be the hero in your life, right? There's going to be a lot of challenges ahead, but like, I believe in you guys. You should believe in you. And guys, I'm fucking overworked. I'm exhausted. I'm sick. I probably have strep throat. I'm all fucked up. It's amazing the kind of energy reserves that I've been able to tap into doing all this, and it's really been like I've had like epiphanies. Like, dude, if you can do all this shit, why the fuck aren't you making videos? Make a video, rant, talk. It doesn't matter. Tomorrow's another day. If no one likes the video, make another video. Okay, get better, improve, but don't just sit around and your self-pity and think like I'm just not good enough. I'm not worthy for this space. And I feel like a lot of people feel that way collecting, because there's a lot of gatekeeping. There's a lot of people that are like know-it-alls in Pokemon. And what's cool is that this space is changing so much, and you know, there's so many new cool people coming into the hobby. I enjoy the Pokemon hobby actually now more than I've ever enjoyed it, because there's so many new faces, there's so many new perspectives, there's so many new people, you know, giving their ideas and giving their opinions. And it's no longer just like the 3 biggest YouTubers, you know, like, and that's just saying a number, but like, you guys know what I'm saying, right? It's always the same people who have the final word in this hobby, who are the ones that, you know, are know-it-alls, that know everything. And we're finally getting to a point where we're all collectively like, just like giving our own opinions on shit. And there's so many new people coming into the hobby, and I love that, and I love the growth that we're seeing, and I love the growth that I'm seeing in the channel too. It's not like anything crazy, but my channel's grown a good bit since I started posting more frequently, and I'm really excited about that. And you know, I want to do more videos. And okay guys, we just pulled in I just got home, so I'm gonna freshen up and maybe cut the grass, and then we're gonna see if we can drop this absolutely banger that you guys have been waiting for. I'm not trying to prolong it or keep you guys any longer than you want to be kept, but I just had a lot on my mind, and I thought, despite the fact that I have a huge card that I'm going to show you guys, I didn't want the whole video to be like, whoa, look at this card, like right in your face, kind of like almost rubbing it in. I wanted to just talk, rant, and then be like, okay, now we're going to flow into this really grand card that I'm extremely grateful to own, and I've worked my ass off for, and I'm still working my ass off for it, and I just feel super grateful, and I hope you guys appreciate it the way that I appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a sec. Just in case you guys were wondering, I know you are ready for this incredible card, but I wanted to show you guys my beautiful work of art outside. I did mow the grass first. All right, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. Aspen, come on, get out of the doorway. Let's go. Oh, you don't want to be on camera? You don't want to be on camera? You're shy now? Don't be shy. Don't be shy. We're going to come find you. That worked. That worked. She's literally, I was about to show you guys. She's literally like hanging on my leg. Oh, here she comes. Here she comes. Okay. All right. I'll catch you guys in the game room if I make it up there alive. What'd you say? No, before that.
Come on.
You said I wasn't going to do what?
You're not going to your game room.
I'm not going to the game room? I'm not going to the game room? Are you making the calls now?
Yeah.
All right, guys. We are in the game room right now. All right. Here it goes. This is the craziest, most absolutely wild card I have ever had in Pokemon ever. Actually, I'm going to do one better. This is the most expensive Pokemon card I have ever purchased, right? This supersedes anything I've bought in the past. Value-wise, this is not my most valuable card, but this just goes to show a lot of real collectors are going to still drop heavy cash on getting the cards they really want. And while I'm not 100% proud of it, I am damn proud to own this card. As I've said before, this is a absolutely monster of the card. I want to go ahead and say shout out to Big Box Gaming. He is UK based. He is the reason that this could happen, and I pretty much owe him a huge thank you. So thank you, Big Box Gaming. Jordan, you hooked it up. This is an absolutely monstrous card, and I'm really, really excited. So let's go ahead and switch the POV, and you guys are about to see one of my absolute Grail cards. Dun, 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 dun. Boom, 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 boom. Dun, 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 dun. The Skyridge Gengar in all of its glory. PSA 10. God, this card is unreal. It is flawless. It is beautiful. I have no words. I have absolutely no words. This card is such a low population in the entire world. This is one of 95 Skyridge PSA 10 Gengar in the entire world. And it'll go nicely with my little Gengar collection over here before we go crazy hype beast talking about this Gengar and just looking at the holo and just like, oh my God, this card's crazy. I do want to shout out some other Gengars that we do love very much. We got our Sabrina's Gengar over here that I traded for a Collecticon. This Sabrina's Gengar would honestly be a huge chase card for me. And a PSA 10, it's just as rare as this Gengar. But I just think because it's the Skyridge Gengar, it's just kind of claimed as the ultimate Gengar. But honestly, I like the Sabrina's Gengar just as much as the Skyridge Gengar and would love to have that one in a 10. That one is a 9. We have this level X Gengar over here, which dare I disrespect Skyridge Gengar and set it down, but just level X Gengar looks absolutely sick. At some point, it might just go over my Gengars and how much I like them. But yeah, we picked this up for like $40, graded it ourselves. And then we've got this Gengar from Fire Red Leaf Green, which has grown on me a ton. Got this out of a collection and graded it myself. It has a little fart butt swirl, so that's nice. But yeah, let's get back to business with the Skyridge Gengar. Holy crap, guys. This card is just unreal. Absolutely unreal. I cannot believe I'm holding this card in my hand right now. I can't believe we pulled it off. We picked up one of the rarest, if not the rarest, English Gengar there is out there. And Skyridge is pretty much a top tier set, if not one of the greatest sets of all time. So now we have the Skyridge Gengar in a 10. And we have the Skyridge Charizard in a 10. And just Skyridge in general is sick, but those two are some seriously heavy hitters. I just can't believe this. This is absolutely incredible. There's so much heat in this room that I had to turn on the fan. So yeah. It's absolutely wild. Yeah, big shout out to Big Box Gaming. I did not want to do this deal. Let me tell you guys, I sent $24,750 to Big Box Gaming through PayPal Friends and Family. If you don't know what that is, basically when you do private deals, you'll probably use PayPal. But when you're really tight with people and you get close with people, you might do Zelle or you might do PayPal Friends and Family. Basically, Friends and Family offers zero protection whatsoever. I could have been absolutely scammed on this card. But he had good references. He's dealt with some other big name collectors in the hobby before. This is an absolutely epic, insane card. I'm so glad to have this card in my collection, and it's never leaving the collection. This card is not going to leave the collection. I will sell everything else before this card goes, and I know it was really tough for Jordan to sell me this card. Honestly, even when I made that offer, he was on the fence about it. So this seriously took dedication, and I was very aggressive about wanting to pick up this card. There was one other copy that I had been looking at, but it had a print line. This copy does not. And so I feel very, very happy with this purchase. If I would have gotten the copy with the print line, it wouldn't have been the end of the world. Print lines aren't the worst thing in the world. But for how much money I was going to spend, I really wanted it to be a perfect copy. And arguably, to be even more perfect, it would have a dead center swirl. But cool thing you guys might not see, but there's a swirl. There's a hollow bleed on this Gengar. In the sunlight, there's a swirl right in the middle of his belly. It's actually wild. And then that swirl correlates down here as well. When they print these sheets, there's usually multiple swirls. And so when you see a swirl one place, you'll see it in another place vertically. So there's another swirl down here in the e-reader section. But yeah, guys, this thing is absolutely monstrous. I cannot believe I own this card right now. And I'm so humbled and excited and just to have it in the collection. And it's definitely going to be one of those cards that I appreciate a lot more than the rest of my cards. I've always liked Skyridge Gengar. It's always been something on my list. When I was building my vintage binders, the Skyridge binder, I could not complete it. Gengar was one of the cards I was missing, amongst a lot of other cards at this point, because I've taken a lot of cards out of the binder. But Gengar was one of those ones that I just could never find a clean raw copy. And it's because this guy is just, it's tough to find. He's really tough to find. So I had always been eyeballing this card. I remember when a PSA 10 was $2,000. I remember when PSA 10 was $5,000. I remember when PSA 10 was 10 grand. I remember like yesterday, PSA 10 was 15 grand. And then the recent sale, most recent sale was $19,000. Now, when I went to Collecticon, you guys saw that video, and I can even clip in that video here.
So homie came over here and I saw a Skyridge Gengar and I'm like, yo, what's the grade? He's like, it's a 10. Like, Jesus, guys, this is beautiful right here. One of the nicest cards in the hobby right before you guys. Also has a PSA 10 Legendary Collection Reverse Charizard too, which is absolutely crazy to see brought in. Triple Orb, Swirl, and being a 2-cert, still, dude, look how freaking clean. Look how freaking clean that is. I told him I'd give him my Rolex and all the money that I had on me for this card, but he wasn't going for it. Maybe if I can find a vendor to buy my Rolex, we can make this happen, guys. This is the dream right here. And then, and then one of the best Charizards of all time, except for the Skyridge Zard, because that's the ultimate pumper. Dude, wow. That is gorgeous. Thanks, brother.
Just for shits and giggles. Maybe after all this, or maybe not at all, but regardless, when I went to Collecticon, there was another copy, and the guy wanted $24,000, and it was an older cert copy. This was a freshly graded Gengar. So this is arguably one of the cleanest copies out there in the world to date. The only other copy I know of was the copy that had the print line, and that was the most recently graded copy. But I do believe this is probably the cleanest recently graded copies. Absolutely stunning. I cannot believe that I'm holding this card right now. Like, it's not just, oh, I bought this card and it's a really expensive card. Woohoo! It's a culmination of years and years collecting. And it's not like I had some grand plan to pick this card up. It just suddenly became a thing of like, if I don't get this now, I may never get it. And you can call it FOMO, but I just call it one of the last opportunities to own a card like this before it, reaches whole new levels. I could honestly see this Gengar hitting $100,000 someday. Someday in the near future. 40, 50 grand in the near future. And here's my reasoning. Skyridge Gengar in PSA 10 has a population of like 200 plus. Maybe 220, maybe 230, maybe 240. This is a top hit in Skyridge. And while it's not the crystal, it is still extremely rare. Like, people did not pull the Gengar that much. And I think its population is proof that Gengar actually was one of the hidden, absolute sleeper chase cards of that set. With a population of 95, the Gengar, there's less than half of these Gengar out there than the Skyridge Charizard, which, as you guys know, is, or don't know, is selling now in this stupid market for $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, whatever. Meanwhile, this Gengar had just sold for $19,000. Now, most recent sale was for the print line copy. I hadn't even mentioned the price. That one went for $23,000, guys. So it's not like I paid $24,750, way over $19,000. Nah, someone else kind of felt the same vibe, and they bought this card at $23,000 off eBay. Now, I don't know if they ended up using the PSA Vault or what. And you just take this to the natural light. God, this card's so beautiful. I don't know if they used the PSA Vault or what, but, and you guys can see a little bit of that hollow bleed right there, actually. You can see a little bit of that hollow bleed. I don't know if they sent it to the PSA Vault or what, but if they paid taxes on this card, they paid just as much as me. Now, My reasoning for this price really was, yes, it was over that last sale of 23,000, but I just didn't give a fuck. Like, this was it. I was like, I'm either going to grab this card now or probably never own one in a 10. Now, I was looking for this card at Collecticon in a 9. Anyways, I saw an opportunity. I went for it. I think this is going to be one of those things where people think I spent a crazy amount of money on this card. And then next year, this card will be going for 50, 60. I really think it's one of those things that, like, it's the same thing with the Skyridge Charizard. People thought I was mental for spending 10 grand on that. People thought I was mental for spending 18 on the first edition base Zard. People thought I was mental for spending 11 on the Shining Zard. But I have these gut feelings, these instincts as a collector, that shit's about to go down. And I still feel that instinct today that the hobby's just going to keep getting crazier. And I know not a lot of people might relate with a card like this, but this card means a lot to me, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. And that's all. I don't know what else to say about it other than the fact that I love the artwork. The raw copy I'm actually considering grading at PSA, and that's my copy I've had since 2019. The raw copy is actually really nice because you can see the background and you can see the statues. You can't really make it out as much on the holo, but you can see Articuno right there, Zapdos right there, and it's just the ruins of Skyridge. I love that gray color on Gengar. Usually we got him in that bright purple. But in this instance, I just think it goes so well with the purple of the card and those red freakish eyes. This is as Gengar gets. And I hope that my plushie Gengar would be proud. They got the same vibes. Anyways, guys, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. Oh, I guess we can look at how clean this thing is. So I'll show you right here. We'll get right in front of the. I got my big spotlight right here. You guys can see now. There was a sticker right here, so the sticker, there's some smudge on the sticker, but maybe the natural light is actually better. Yeah, the natural light's better. You guys can see, and I'm gonna zoom in some more here. Do you guys see how clean this card is? This is what a modern PSA 10 looks like. Absolutely crispy. And the thing is, no matter who's out there hustling, some of these cards, even if they feel like they're unobtainable, this is for the people. This is for the boys. This is for the boys right here, all right? No millionaire with 50,000 copies of these Grail cards is getting this Gengar unless they pry it from my cold, dead hands. All right, that's a little bit much. But this is cool, man. This is cool. You guys might look at me and be like, oh, Ryan's he's like an entrepreneurial dude. He's like hustler, like he's constantly grinding. But at the core of it, I'm like everybody else, man. I'm tired. I'm burnt out. I'm exhausted from overworking and not making enough money. And I know you think, Ryan, you make plenty of money. Look at your collection. Look at your cards. But I'm always critical of myself, and I always feel like I could be doing better. And, comparison is the thief of joy. But, I can do better. I will do better. But I feel like a regular guy most of the time, and it feels nice that the regular dudes get a shot at a card like this. And I had to fight for this card, right? Someone with a lot of money could have easily came in and scooped this card up. And someone probably would have soon. But I saw that recent sale and I just said, okay, Orion, this is it. You got no other option. This guy has the card you want. Now, I do wonder, could I have taken more stuff to Collecticon and traded for this card? I don't know. Anyways, like I was saying, I do wonder, could I have traded a Collecticon for this card? Absolutely. I could have traded for this Gengar and made it happen potentially. I could have brought in a bunch of sealed product, but my family had a beach trip planned, and I was lucky that I could even go to Collecticon for one day just to experience the craziness that it was. But there's a dog outside. That's why the dogs are freaking out right now. I usually don't have the fan on in here. I forgot that it was on, but yeah, it's actually really annoying me. Yeah, I keep thinking, like, had I gone for 2 days at Collecticon, I could have traded a bunch of stuff for this card. But sometimes that's just not how life works. Things happen how they happen, and we have no control over it. All we can do is plan our next moves. So while I missed out at Charlotte Collecticon, we did score big with this private deal. And yeah, guys, so I'm out. I was super hyped to make this video. I'm also super sick right now, so I feel like shit. My voice feels like shit, but this could not wait, right? So I'll be posting this guy soon on Instagram. I'm really excited to make a badass post for it. And yo, appreciate you, Jordan, at Big Box Gaming. Yo, this guy is legit. He has bangers, and he does this full time. Big Box Gaming, yo, appreciate you for the absolutely minty Gengar. And yeah, peace out, guys. I said I was done, but I'm not done. She's too pretty. Oh, man. Just look at this thing. God. Absolutely insane. Just a moment of silence. Moment of silence for this absolute grail. I don't take it for granted. This Gengar will be in good hands at a home that appreciates it, and it will not be just another card for the vendors to flip like hot potato. This card is staying in a home and not just moving around with higher numbers. So, yeah, I paid a boatload of money, but at least it has a new home now with an owner that actually really cares for it. Anyways, let's not get too sappy here, but I could shed a tear of joy because this Gengar just makes me so happy. Anyways, peace, guys.